Yo, what's crack-a-lackin', boys and girls? Welcome to round number 1 of RaceSpec Esports, the Elite tier, here today at Albert Park. First off, I want to apologise, I'm still a bit under the weather at the moment, so that might make things a bit awkward, but we won't worry about that. Let's go to quali. Alright, so here we are, qualifying for round number 1 here at Albert Park in the Alfa Romeo, the same car I run in on the Tuesday night leagues. I was actually a little bit concerned before we started this, to be honest, because this is held 6 o'clock Australian time for me, and then 2 hours later I jumped on for AOR. So yeah, I was a bit 50-50 on how this would all go. As you can see, we got balked a little bit by Williams there on our second run, so at the last minute I decided to abort that. I didn't see the point in finishing it when it was a scrappy lap. Scrappy, I had to go for the hybrid of 2 words there, didn't I? But yeah, that didn't work, let's put it that way. But we've gone out now, final run, not quite right at the end of the session, so could have definitely timed this a bit better. It is set to be full wet for the entire race, so the first race of this Elite Series is going to be in the heavy rain conditions for 28-29 laps around Albert Park. It's 29, isn't it, for 50%? I don't know, we'll figure it out in a minute. But coming to the end of our final qualifying lap now. It's been pretty good. We're purple in the second sector. Hopefully this puts us up near the front, and it does. We go P2 alongside our old rival Pete, once again I believe, yes, in the Mercedes. Now a couple of grid penalties, oddly enough. Romeo Alonso and Darren with 5 place grid penalties. I think Darren actually got crashed into, so he wasn't very pleased about that, and can't say you blame him. But anyway, here we are on the grid now of the Australian Grand Prix. What you call a very shit looking afternoon here at Albert Park. Absolutely pissing down. It's set to the entire race, so this is going to make things really interesting. We've gone for a full wet setup on the car. I completely decided to compromise qualifying. I thought, you know, if I could grab maybe a top 5, put me in a good position for the race. I did no wet practice beforehand, so I was still probably on the back foot a little bit. But in saying that, I don't know if any of these guys have done any practice, but we've got a fairly strong competitive lineup for this Elite Series. Obviously we've got myself, we've got Pete, Ford is in here, we've got Contrast, Plevs, Veloci Jacob, he's in here as well. Bullet Boy, he's pretty damn quick actually, caught me by surprise. But yeah, we've got a solid lineup. Darren obviously back in the field a bit, so he'll be looking to make early progress, but coming around there to reform on the grid. And yeah, this was definitely an exciting moment coming to the start of the Elite Series. I'll leave a link to the live stream down in the description if you guys want to go check that out. And obviously you two can join in and race Spec Esports as well, more the merrier. So yeah, if you want to sign up, I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. Don't hesitate. You can sign up, you can race on all 3 platforms. But anyway, we're reformed on the grid now, just waiting for the last couple of cars, and here we go. Awaiting 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix. We're going for the wide shot this time, and away we go. Lights out for a little bit there. Looks like a fairly even start. We've just got the jump on the Mercedes, I think. And yes, we have. Down into turn 1. We take the lead. 40 sends it up the inside of Pete. Back on board with us now. 40 has got up into second position, and Pete, I think, is struggling a little bit. Bullet Boy already up to P3 from, I think he must have been down at 8th or something. So that's a very impressive start from the Racing Point driver. 5 spots already. I don't know how the hell he managed that, but credit where it's due at least. But anyway, we've managed to get away unscathed, and we've already started to open up a little bit of a margin. Once again, I just want to quickly apologise if I sound off. I am under the weather. Realistically, I'm not really getting any better, but I've still got a voice and whatnot, so there's no reason not to make videos for you guys. But anyway, little mistake there. Still getting used to the wet conditions, it must be said. tyres already overheating, oddly enough. Whether that'll be a problem for the full race distance, time will tell. Really, bit of oversteer. That would have looked really humiliating if we had to throw it in the wall before the end of lap 1. That would have made me look really stupid, but thankfully we caught it, no harm done, and we carry on. We've got about a 2.5-3 second lead already over the Racing Point and the Renault back there in second and third. Now, I think we've had a retirement already. I didn't see who that was, but yeah, 17 runners. We do have a full lineup. Unfortunately, I think the Toro Rossos were unable to attend the fastest lap. Obviously, that means nothing because you always better it on the second time of asking. Oh, good lord, this cold. Bloody annoying. But anyway, on to the end of lap 2. We've been able to extend the gap just a little bit, and this should be a pretty reasonable fastest lap of the race. We dipped down into the 1 minute 39, so 1:39.5. Pretty decent. We can still definitely go a lot faster. Coming on to lap 4, we do just lap with a 38.9. So things are looking good for the moment. We've opened up a little bit of a margin. Coming on to lap 6, we've got yellow flags. There's a Red Bull over there in the gravel. I don't know how the hell he's got over there. Maybe he was helped. Not going to make assumptions, obviously, but I don't know, maybe he's just done it himself. Easy enough to do in the heavy rain, obviously. Really treacherous on this year's game. Up to the line, I believe, another fastest lap. We improved down to a 38.6, and yeah, the car felt pretty nice. Left side tyres were overheating basically for the whole 29 laps. That did make things a bit awkward and really annoying. Getting on to lap 11, we go fastest again on a 38.5. Coming on to lap 13 now, 38.2, new fastest lap of the race. So jump a line, and I think that is. I'm terrible with pronunciation, so sorry if I did get that wrong. But he sets the new fastest lap of the race. I think he was down in like the battle for 5th or something, so he's tried the undercut, so that might work for him. But we come into the pits now on lap 15. Really uneventful first stint, no mistakes, just opened up the gap. And we're the last of the leaders to come in. I think Bullet Boy reacted on lap 13. 40 reacted last lap, and now we're reacting on lap 15. Don't need to do anything fancy. We've got a reasonable margin of around about 10 seconds. As you can see, still squirming to get on the power on the rear end. It's like, I'm sorry if I'm making this sound like it's actually easy, but it is not. Like, it is on the edge in the heavy rain. I had numerous times where I honestly actually come so close. The end of lap 16, coming up to lap Andre in the Williams. Was he on intermediates then? I couldn't tell due to the spray. I think he might have been on inters. A real odd choice, but anyway, he can do that if he wants. But anyway, on the way into lap 17 now. New fastest lap of the race, 1:37.2. So we take that fastest lap back pretty convincingly. And yeah, at this point, it was honestly just about bringing it home for me. On to the end of lap 19, lap 20. New fastest lap of the race, 37.1. I wasn't even pushing on that lap, oddly enough. I was in standard and lean for nearly the whole lap. So that gave me confidence that I could definitely dip into the 36s. And we do just that on a 1:36.975. So at this point, it was really all just about bringing it home. No mistakes. Tyres were fine. And, team radio.
Just manage the gap to the car behind. We think she's got a time penalty. You are in first position, front of the pack. Our gap behind is 16.5 seconds. They're on old wets. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap.
Alright, so there we go. On the final lap now, and unfortunately, Bullet Boy nicks the fastest lap off us right at the end. Only nabs it by about the 10th. We tried to get it back. I upped the fuel mix, I upped the ARS, but unfortunately there was just nothing left on the tyres, so he will get that extra point for fastest lap. Could prove crucial at the end of the season, who knows. But as we come around the final couple of corners, it's been a really uneventful race from us. But round 1 of Spec Esports, the elite tier, here on PS4, we come up to the line and we win the opening race of the season. Get in there.
Grande Kimi. Well done, my friend.
Thank you. Finally. Thank you, guys.
Grande Kimi, grazie.
Alright, so there we go, guys. Round number 1 of the Elite Series here today for RaceSpec Esports here at Albert Park. Not a very nice day at all. Pitched down in rain for the whole race, but we brought it home. So Alfa Romeo will score the W for the opening race of the season. Bullet Boy brings Racing Point home in second, as well as 40. P3 for Renault, so well done to those two guys. Well driven race from them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed as always. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. Should have round 2 of AOR out tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. But until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.